Face to Face with Chris Fisher.
Welcome to the Mergiless. My wonderful guest today is Sayyida Basma Al Saeed from Whispers of Serenity. Welcome to the Mergiless.
Thank you, Chris. I'm really happy to be here.
We've had many chats over the years during the holy month of Ramadan and with many activities that you've done with Whispers of Serenity. But we'll talk about Whispers of Serenity in a bit. But I want to find out about Sayyida Basma. Who is Sayyida Basma?
Okay, so Sayyida Basma is a mother.
Yes.
She is also a mental health counselor. She's an Omani woman, and I'll tell you why I said it that way later on.
Okay.
And in the end, she's someone who cares about what she does a lot.
Okay, so why do you have this passion for what you do a lot, what you've just said then?
Mm-hmm. For why do I have this passion of what I do? It's a growing passion, actually, and it's grown from a very, very young age. And I see the reward I get from helping people, and I see the change. And seeing a change in a person is the biggest reward ever. I mean, seeing someone being so tired and so upset about something in their life and then working so hard to lift themselves up is the biggest reward ever that anyone can see. And having a part of that feels so good.
To shift the dynamics of being like with low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, and then all of a sudden realizing that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly. And sometimes a lot of people will come and tell me, thank you, for what you did. And I tell them, thank you, because me seeing you evolve keeps me also going, and wanting to do more for people. And people who have mental health issues are the most delicate people to deal with. Yet, when they become strong, they're the strongest ever in their will to get better.
Okay. Now, you've been the pioneer behind a lot with Whispers of Serenity. Not Alone. I can remember the first Not Alone event, which has been probably one of your favorite activities that you've kind of brought to life. That the brainchild you've had. I mean, there's been that many, but which have you kind of liked the most, would you say?
A lot of people forget that I also used to work in SQUH before. So I did 11 years in SQUH. Then I opened the first mental health clinic. So all in all, it's around 19 years now.
Wow.
And when I was in SQ, one of the things that I really enjoyed doing was group therapy, because it wasn't done at the time, and using art therapy. So it was new age therapy used. But when you asked me the question, what was one of the best things of Not Alone, I'll definitely say, can I choose two?
You can choose
Okay.
two.
I love Not Alone stories. And I love it when it's done in a small kind of way, in a small group. And I loved it in the forum. Because, again, we go back to the point, somebody saying their story, it is not easy to stand in front of everyone and basically, show them this is my weakness and these are my strengths. It is not an easy thing. So I would say Not Alone Stories is one of the best things that I have loved, and I hope it grows even more. And it is growing, because now it's growing internationally, which is a lovely thing.
And your second one?
And my second one will actually be the convoy. So we did Not Alone Convoy, where we moved from Musandam to Salalah in a group, and we have a lovely video on YouTube about that. And what's nice is the volunteers talking about how they felt. So we brought it the other way around. Instead of getting, the people who went through things talk about how they felt, we said, let's listen to what the volunteers felt. So it was a beautiful trip. We got to see lovely Oman. Places I had never been to Musandam before, so it was lovely. And going through every region and seeing how people react to mental health was beautiful.
Okay. Now, I love the event that I was part of with you in October at the Kempinski. Like you said, it was difficult. It's difficult to kind of open up. It's difficult to open up in general, but to then open up in front of like 300-400 people, you really do feel like you're in the spotlight. But I enjoyed it. I felt like a release. It was like say being a fizzy drink and shaking up and shaking up and shaking up, and it's kind of building up, but then that release.
Exactly.
It feels amazing.
Exactly.
And do you know what? It's nice that even now, 7, 8 months later, I still have people coming up saying, I was at that event that you talked at the Kempinski, and they say thank you to me. I'm like, thank you for listening. And it then makes you realize that excuse the cliche, but I'm not alone.
You are not alone. And if you noticed, and thank you so much, Chris. And I thank everyone who does this, because as much as I'm a person that says, oh, will you do this? And you're one of those people who are really such a good volunteer to do it. I'm still not that person on stage. You were. And if you noticed that day, you'd notice a lot of heads going, shake. That means they concur. They understand. I'm also going through this. But you're strong. You're actually talking about how I feel. So you're representing them. And that's why Not Alone is so powerful. Because today, if I bring a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist to talk about it, okay, they'll talk about it. But this is a real story from someone. So when I go and see this, I'm like, wow, this is a real story. And this person is able to stand there and talk about it. I want to do that too. I can get better. And I'm sure sometimes we have low times. It's not like we're always, on a high. It's normal. But when we remember what we did and how people appreciate it, sometimes when we're so hurt and we help someone else, we actually get stronger. And that's the whole idea under Not Alone.
It's kind of putting those foundations back in place. We have to have firm foundations. You think of a building will have strong, deep foundations.
True.
What we don't see underground, it can go not for miles, but it can go for probably sometimes even the height of the building. The foundations go deeper, and they have to be strong. And that's with us personally as well. We have to have strong, firm foundations like that they can take a while to build before we start building what's on the surface.
Exactly. And if you notice, we were from different nationalities on that day.
Many nationalities.
And we are all, in the end, humans. And this is something I keep on telling people. Don't say, oh, this person's from Oman, that person's from the UK, the other person's from India. We're very different. In the end, we are humans. We're not very different. When it comes to mental health, we go through the same thing, the same procedures. And that's why in mental health, I always try and emphasize to have people from different backgrounds as well. Different backgrounds, different nationalities, different genders. So men and women. Because people tend to say, oh, it's just women, or oh, it's just men, or oh, it's just people from, let's say, from Oman. So it brings
people
everything
from broken
together.
families, there's a whole stigma of what people stereotype with mental health awareness and mental health issues. But it's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter how poor you are. It doesn't matter, like what you've just said, from which country you come from. We still have mental health issues.
Exactly.
Now, I want to say thank you for inviting me to be part of that weekend. I took a lot away from that weekend, and also I made new friends who are friends now, today, 8 months later, who I kind of call up and check in on them. They check in on me on just because being part of a forum like that, it doesn't mean the mental health issues go away. It's not like a light switch where you can switch it on and switch it off. No. It's still, it might kind of lay dormant for a while, but then it comes back.
Exactly.
When you least expect it.
Exactly.
And it's looking out for those triggers. It's looking out for what is potentially going to send you on a downward spiral again. And that's what it's about.
And it's a trip, isn't it? I mean,
it is. It's a
those
journey.
Those people will always be dear to you, the people who are in that group of speakers.
Yeah.
You will always remember them because it becomes like a mini family.
Yeah, it becomes like a new extended family.
Yes, exactly.
It does. Sayyida Basma, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you to pick 2 random cards here, which is about a man.
Oh,
and
God,
everything is about a man,
right.
so it's very simple. So I'm going to ask you to just randomly pick 2 cards.
Okay, so which one shall I pick? Let's do the middle.
You want to do the middle?
This
okay,
one?
let's pick the middle one first. Okay, so the middle one is this question. What year did the Royal Opera House Muscat open?
2011.
Mabruk! Yes. It was 2011.
Mabruk to me.
Right, pick one more.
Okay, let's go to the side.
Okay. Oh, we've not had this question before. This is interesting. A very interesting question. So your second question is, which year did everyone over the age of 21 get the voting right here in Oman? What year was that?
I think
I was surprised with this answer. I was surprised. I thought this was more recent, and I was actually surprised.
Would it be around? So it's in the 2000. Because
Yeah.
I know it wasn't there when I was in school, so it's when I graduated.
Well, you wouldn't have been voting in school anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, until 18. University
Okay.
school. Okay. So would it be around 2000 and maybe 3?
It is 2003. Woo!
Yes.
Sayyida Basma,
I
you
used
know
to-
your country very well, and it's
Alhamdulillah.
remarkable. Sayyida Basma, thank you very much for joining us here in the Merge List. It's
you.
been wonderful. It's always wonderful chatting to you
you.
from Whispers of Serenity. Enjoy the rest of Ramadan, and shukran.
Thank you, Chris. And I just wanted to extend an invitation to everyone. We have a Not Alone in Ramadan in the clinic, and we'd love, if you come again, we'd love for you to come. It's like a Ramadan special. And we have another thing that would be really nice and really new, and it's a group iftar. The only thing you need to do is bring your plate with you, like not your plate to eat in, like bring a dish.
Oh, wow, okay. So it's kind
this
of
is gonna
different
be
people
something
sharing different dishes.
Exactly.
Nice.
So we're going to put that out. Please follow our account in Ramadan.
Yes.
And we also have the Ramadan challenge of gratitude for 30 days. So there's going to be quite a few things coming up.
Brilliant. Thank you very much,
Inshallah.
Sayyida Basma.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Face to Face with Chris Fisher. Merge 104.8.